This year is entitled, What is the halacha if one said al hamichya instead of Birkat Hamazon? So not a far-fetched case at all. A person has to bench, and by mistake he or she said al hamichya instead of Birkat Hamazon. So there's a few different sugyot involved, and Kuf Pei Zayin in the Shulchan Aruch talks about the fact that saying bris and Torah are crucial parts of it. That those parts of Noda are crucial. Al-Mechi doesn't have that, so one may argue that that's it. Al-Mechi doesn't include what's crucial. Another point is, Midoraita, you have to have three brachot. So here you're summarizing it into one. The fact is, even though that might sound compelling to say Al-Mechi doesn't work, and the as Nidbaru Chelak Hey Lamed Aleph says just that we must have Birkat Hamazon, Al-Mechi doesn't count, and the Zot HaBracha paskins that way. Nevertheless, there are shitot that say that's not true. Yabiya Omer Chelek Bet Siman Yud Aleph says that it could be that Al-Mechia would work. It's true you didn't have Brit and Torah and Al-Mechia, but that's Ma'akev when you're trying to say benching with the proper bracha and you take out those words from the bracha, you're changing the nusach. When you said Al-Mechia, you said the right nusach. And according to many, one bracha of a summary does work. As a matter of fact, in Kuv Tzadi Aleph, in the Mishnah Berurah, he says a midoraita, according to many, when you have a summarized version of Birkat Hamazon and you get all three brachot in one bracha, but you get the themes in Hazanat HaKol, Noda L'cha, and Eretz Yisrael and Yerushalayim, and you get that all into one bracha, midoraita, that's fine. So therefore, it turns out L'Maaseh, there are those that say Al-Mechia does count b'diavad. Of course, you're supposed to bench, but if a guy said Al-Mechia, some say it would count. That it should be an Omer. Mishnah, the Nidbaru says it doesn't count. So the Bracha Paskins that it doesn't count. Piskei Allah Chuvot says, many Shita says it does count. So how do you go ahead and bench again? It's a suffix. So each one has to talk to their posek. If one is stuck and said Al-Mechia and doesn't know what to do, one advice would be to have bread again, another piece of bread, and then they could bench certainly on that bread. If they're stuck, then at least Mahair, think Birkat Hamazon in one's mind. It's worth something better than nothing. And then those are different possibilities. Of course, Shach, whenever he benched, he knew it by heart quite well. Knew Shas by heart. He certainly knew bench about. He was makbid to say every word from a bencher. So a person should just always redouble his efforts, her efforts, to really bench with kavana and always think before, do I have to bench now? That's Al-Mechia, and hopefully avert the whole problem to begin with. But if one did not, and by accident said Al-Mechia, so it turns out it is a suffix whether the Al-Mechia counts or not. There's not one clear psak in the topic, and therefore we mentioned different possibilities of how one could deal with it. Shalom.